In her book Bodies That Matter, published in 1993, Judith Butler addresses the criticism and questions raised by her critics regarding the materiality of the body within the discourses of queer theory, post-structuralism, and critical theory. She explores how corporeality can be understood in these theoretical frameworks. While the title of her book suggests an analysis of materiality, Butler acknowledges that it does not fully deliver on that promise. However, she engages with a wide range of thinkers from various fields, such as feminist theory, psychoanalytic theory, critical theory, cultural studies, and queer theory, including figures like Freud, Foucault, Lacan, Sedgwick, Irigaray, and Zizek. Her engagement with these diverse thinkers is valuable for contemplating issues of sex, gender, sexuality, and their subversion. One of the central questions Butler poses is whether there is a way to connect the materiality of the body to the performativity of gender. She investigates different conceptions of the body and the notion of the real in various theoretical frameworks to understand how questions about materiality come into being and gain significance. She challenges the assumption that the body is a fixed and static entity without a history, while gender is seen to possess a historical dimension. Butler argues that the regulatory norms of sex operate in a performative manner to shape the materiality of bodies and materialize the distinction between sexes, ultimately serving the consolidation of heterosexual norms. She highlights that while there may be aspects of the body that exist outside of discursive construction, there is no absolute external reality or ontological presence that surpasses or counters the boundaries of discourse. In other words, although bodies matter within discursive power structures, they are not solely products of discursive systems. According to Butler, the body becomes an unstable referent that is intertwined with discursive systems, disrupting the linear relationship between the signifier, sex, and the signified, body. Both discourse and materiality are inseparable and contribute to an indissoluble dialectic. In her work, Butler encounters similarities with Wittig's book, The Lesbian Body, where Wittig explores the concept of material fluidity and creates a space for reconstructing the body outside the confines of heteronormativity. Wittig's project of remaking bodies is rooted in a lesbian separatist approach, which does pose essentialist challenges, but nonetheless affects both the discursive and material realms through its organized practices. Wittig argues that the symbolic order shares the same reality as the political order, establishing a continuum where abstraction shapes both the body and the mind. This fundamental point of connection between Wittig and Butler lies in their attention to subversive actions. For Butler, it is queering, a performative act rather than an inherent identity. Queering involves challenging the taken-for-granted configuration of gendered bodies within heteronormative contexts, leading to a questioning of sex itself. Performativity relies on the repetition and recitation of certain ways of being that can have significant ontological effects. The emergence of queer spaces becomes the focal point for potentially disrupting not only gender, but also sexual norms. In Butler's exploration of materialization, her chapter titled The Lesbian Phallus and the Morphological Imaginary highlights her engagement with alternative discourses, particularly lesbian discourses, in the process of materialization and the boundaries of the body. Drawing from French feminist theorists like Wittig, Irigaray, and Kristeva, Butler critiques the regulatory power of heterosexist discourses on sex, While examining how the body's boundaries materialize within lesbian discourses concerning the phallus, Butler argues that it cannot be possessed in the same way one cannot possess power in a Foucauldian sense. Through this inability to possess the phallus, it becomes detached from its original signification, the penis, and exists within a realm of contested symbolic relations, obscuring the authenticity of bodily matter. The phallus is not exclusively tied to the penis, and the lesbian phallus, as a concept, challenges traditional configurations of flesh. Butler acknowledges that the lesbian phallus is a fiction, but emphasizes the multiple uses of fiction within the realm of the imaginary. She highlights the presence of imitation, subversion, and recirculation that disrupt linear relationships between an original signifier, penis, and a privileged signified, phallus. The lesbian phallus enters a phallocentric discourse in a way that both undermines the notion of the real thing, the heterosexual norm, and is distinctively not the real thing, the lesbian experience, because it represents one possibility among many. The phallus, as Butler argues, always falls short of its promise and is dissatisfying in some way. She emphasizes that her focus is on the lesbian phallus, distinct from the penis, as the phallus belongs to the realm of the imaginary and is characterized as a transferable phantasm. However, scholars seeking a comprehensive history of the body and its materiality, one that extends beyond the confines of discourse, will find disappointment in Butler's work. While she skillfully engages with the aspects of the body that materialize through discursive play, such as queering, she does not delve into an analysis of how the materiality of the body forms and takes shape beyond the realm of discourse. The lesbian phallus is acknowledged as a fiction, and the bodies engaged in lesbian sexual encounters do not materialize differently from other bodies. In this regard, lesbians are not given significant consideration. The body is left fixed and unquestioned, without room for debate or contestation. The implicit promise suggested by the title of her work is forgotten, as Butler digresses into discussions of fictional works by authors like Willa Cather and Nella Larson. While these discussions are thought-provoking in terms of their exploration of sexual and racial relations, and the construction of bodies and identities, they remain within the realm of fiction. This is not to imply that questions of materiality cannot be grappled with in relation to fiction, but to assert that the materializing effects of discourse should not be solely confined to the realm of fiction. Butler's critique of the question, "What about the body?" undoubtedly holds importance for considerations of identity, subversion, and discourse. However, it leaves one pondering the body itself. While there may be no absolute outside of discourse, there exists a space, a moment of conceiving the body, which is not only akin to the domain of discourse. This raises the question of how a historian of the body can historicize its materiality beyond discourse, fiction, and the popular imaginary.